to Real News with Katie, where you will always find the truth of the news of what's really going on in America. Just this week, Parlor founder and CEO John Matz said his company is prepared to take full legal action after several big tech companies suspended the social media network from their services, according to an email. John Matz, Parlor's founder, told the Epoch Times in an email that he believes Apple, Google, and Amazon had acted in bad faith and that the social media platform is considering legal action. Responding to accusations that Parlor was enabling, quote, threats of violence and illegal activity, end quote, Matt said, these companies are using recent events to go after Parlor, even though there is no evidence Parlor was used to coordinate the events. Parlor has no group-styled features, and Facebook was the #1 tool for coordinating meetups for that event, Matt said. The targeted moderation by these companies against Parlor came after the civil unrest and acts of violence marred a largely peaceful protest at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. A group of rioters and minorities of protesters waving American flags and Trump flags illegally stormed the Capitol building as lawmakers were counting our electoral votes in a joint session of Congress. The mayhem on the day left 5 people dead, including 1 police officer and dozens of officers injured. In the past, President supporters have not shown any violence in the past 4 years. Trump supporters seem to be more on the side of true American patriots who love their country. It won't be a shock when we learn that these were paid people dressed up in Trump wear to defame and mock our Capitol. It goes against all law and order President Trump and conservatives stand for. In response to the Capitol breach, a number of Silicon Valley technology companies ramped up their policing of statements and comments from President Donald Trump's conservatives and other voices they say that may cause harm. Twitter on January 8th permanently removed Trump's account on its platform and justified its censors by saying the president had violated the, quote, glorification of violence policy, unquote, after he posted a message urging protesters to remain peaceful and to leave the Capitol. The Trump campaign Twitter account has also been removed. Parlor, which has attracted a large following of classical liberal and conservative-leaning users, appear to have targeted for lacking a system to implement robust moderation for outrageous content. Apple said in a statement to media outlets on January 9th that they believe Parlor had not taken adequate measures to address the proliferation of threats of violence and illegal activity. Quote, we have suspended Parlor from the App Store until they resolve these issues, the statement said. Apple didn't immediately respond to the Epoch Times questions about the ban, and likewise, Amazon told Parlor that they would be shutting Parlor's servers at midnight on January 10th. Over what it says is the platform's alleged lax approach to violent content posted by its users. Parlor disputes this claim. Amazon also didn't immediately respond to the Epoch Times questions about the suspension. Mott said he believes these companies are also operating with a double standard. Twitter let the phrase, quote, hang Mike Pence, unquote, trend the same day Parlor was banned from Google. The double standard is obvious, he said. The big tech suspensions came after Parlor rose to become the #1 application in Apple's App Store on January 9th, following Twitter's suspension of Trump's personal account. Mott said his social media network had around 20 million accounts at the time the company suspended them. Mobile app analytics company Sensor Tower told The Wrap in a statement that Parlor saw approximately 182,000 first-time downloads in the United States on January 8th, which is up 355% on January 7th. The app saw about 268 installs across the U.S. App Store since January 6th. He He said, his Parlor account late January 9th, that he believes Amazon, Google, and Apple coordinated to try to ensure they don't have competition. They will not win. We are the world's last hope for free speech and free information, he says. This is a battle against all of us, against liberals, conservatives, atheists, Christians, black, whites, etc. They want to keep their monopoly over speech. They want us fighting. They don't want us working together. They don't want us working with each other. They want us hating one another. Unbalanced policing of the user content in certain political views has raised concerns over the First Amendment rights and the lack of checks and balances on the decisions made by big tech companies. Discussions over limiting or eliminating liability protections under Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Decency Act for the tech companies that have engaged in censoring or political conduct have been heavily discussed in the past year. Now we can understand why our president has been over and over pushing to repeal the Section 230, which takes away the people's rights to have a voiced opinion without punishment. Twitter's move to remove Trump's account has received widespread scrutiny. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson, State Secretary Mike Pompeo, and former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley likened Twitter's move to conduct like the communist regime in China. We can stand proud of what our presidents and the current administration are accomplishing despite the unfortunate fake news that continues to refuse to report key American news like you've just heard. That's why you can always rely on Real News with Katie to bring you the truth of the news of what's really going on in America. Subscribe now to get my latest report every Wednesday and Friday, and help this channel get out in the YouTube algorithm by hitting that like button now. May Jesus, our King and Savior, bless our president, bless your family, bless the tech companies, and may God bless the United States of America. See y'all next time, right here.